What I'm trying to tell you is, it was us. It was us that were eating the eggs of the dinosaur. It sounds crazy, but if you look at it, you can see it. And one of the ways to look at it, oddly enough, is through the stones, in the stones. And we can go all the way back and we'll see that 600 million years ago there was a crazy catastrophe, ice age, and the volcanoes, I mean this is theory, the volcanoes of course are always spitting out gas and heat, but mostly gas, for our story anyway, and it creates a greenhouse effect. So you get a greenhouse effect around a frozen planet. A frozen planet, I mean the ice wouldn't be 2 miles thick everywhere. You would have some light coming through the clear ice, enough that the algae would still exist and the bacteria, but even that wouldn't matter because you still get this bubbling heat from the magma always in water, and that's your formula. You only need mineral water and fire. And once you get the greenhouse effect, I mean this is our history. Some people are trying to figure this out, that we went from a frozen planet to a planet that was way hotter than it is now, and it was so many huge storms. It was a big time of storms. 10 million years of ice age, complete frozen planet, and then complete and utter tropics, and everything tried to evolve out of the sea. Land was still a bit barren because of all the barrenness to it, and not from being on it. But they were thrown up on the land. Everything, water was rushing over everything. The moon was doing the tide thing as well, but the storms were doing more than anything. And huge waves are going up over the rocks. I mean, if you lived, we did, but we didn't do it very consciously. Although we might have. For some reason we think our consciousness now is superior to the consciousness of other creatures. We don't know that. How do you define consciousness? Can you define consciousness in a language? Maybe consciousness can't really be defined in a language. Maybe language is a childish thing. Maybe we got to get over language, or through it. Maybe we get through it better. These are just questions. I'm not trying to get everything nailed down for you, because it's not a good idea to nail things down. That's a very important point. If somebody comes along and says, I know this, 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 and this, question it. But I do know one thing for sure, and that is that everything on this planet, except for a little bit of cosmic dust, has been here for billions of years. And life has been here for billions of years, but it hasn't really been moving since we really got a big kick in the ass. Since we had hard times with storms and whatnot. And that's another point that I think I got to make before I stop, is paradise, if it was just a sunny paradise that was irrigated and nothing happened, would not be paradise. Paradise has to be somewhere where it's kicking. Or you're not moving. You have to feel pain, or else you don't know what it's like to have a good day. And you have to know joy, just like the pain. And I mean, it's always an opposite of things. It's a balance of things. Without the neutrino and the light, I mean, you got to have the light and the darkness. It's everywhere. And now, darkness doesn't mean evil. Evil is a concept. Evil is, I mean, these are all things you can think about, and you could probably put together a lot better than I can. And maybe that's the challenge, because if I told you everything, the secret of the universe, which I don't know, I know the basics. The basics are, we are in heaven, and we have to figure it out. And once we figure it out, I mean, a lot of people think, well, if this is heaven, why isn't it perfect? Well, it is perfect. I mean, if it was perfect, you have to have a concept of perfect. But my concept of perfect is the universe the way it is. And it's always changing. And I think even the Buddha people will go along this line. They say, you can't hold anything because everything's transitory. And that's good, because it's always you that's watching it. It's like a big picture show, and you can move around in it, and you can enjoy it, and you can love it. Alright? That's enough for today.